Hey, what's up, everybody? Hi, ladies. Happy New Year. If you've never been to my channel or my page, I'm Charmaine Johnson Fuller, life strategist with The Charmed Life. Here's a space where I support moms of color that have kids with special needs who are also entrepreneurs. And they need to know how to navigate and flow in life with everything that they have going on. This is a hub that helps you, moms, do all of the things, but not do all of the things and not be overwhelmed in the process. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. You saw the title. Is it really a new year or are you just replaying 2021? I have spoke with a few moms recently, and the consensus is that new year still brings on the previous year's stressors, that they're not really excited per se about the new year because there's still so much going on. I know one of the moms that I'm working with still feels really overwhelmed right now. She's feeling really overwhelmed because the holidays just wrapped up and now the kids are back in school. And so after this period of where we're supposed to rest, like allegedly moms are supposed to be resting during this time, but many of us are doing the cooking, the cleaning, the baking, the candlestick making. We're doing all the stuff and we are kind of expecting ourselves to be able to ebb and flow out of all of these spaces seamlessly. But that's not what's happening. Here's a question for you. Since we're in this new year, how many of you are you even clear as to what you want this year to look like? Like, do you have a sense of clarity about what it is that you really desire to create? And I just sit up on what you really desire to create and how you really want to show up in your life. Have you created clarity around that yet? Like, how do you want this year to feel? How do you want to show up? Do you want to be able to build Legos with your kids? Do you want to be able to, help your special needs child maybe gain a new skill or something like that? What do you want the year to be like for you? If you're into numerology, astrology, 2022 adds up to the number six. Six is a year of love and connection. I know, I know you want to connect more with your kids. I know you want to have meaningful connections, not the connections where, okay, mommy's got 5 more minutes. Okay, look, we got to hurry this up. Okay. What, why is it taking so long? Are you, I used to be in that space. I used to be in this space where when I interacted with my kids, I was counting the moments because I could think of all the other shit that I had to do, that I said I had to do. The dishes, coming back and doing things for my business. I had all of these different things that I felt like I needed to do in order to make sure that my household and my life and my business ran smoothly. So any interaction that I felt took me away from where I really felt like I wanted to be, I was really short in that interaction. I wasn't present. The only thing I could think about was the interaction ending. That's all I could think about, was being done with it so I could move on. But here's the gag, and I bet you're in the same place. I know you've been in that space where it's like, oh my God, I can't wait for this shit to be over. Okay, I'm going to play with these Legos. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to blah, 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 blah. I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to go back to do the work. Here's the full gag. I would rush through and not be present with my kids, or my husband would be talking to me and I would be thinking about something that I wanted to do, and so the other person could feel the vibe that I really wasn't present. And so they would just stop talking and go, well, go ahead and do whatever it was you want to do. The funniest part, oops, the funniest part is that after I had rushed myself out of that situation, after I rushed myself out of it, and went to the thing that I said I had to rush myself out of it for, I didn't even focus or do whatever it was that I said I wanted to do. I would get into that other situation. I would get on social and I would start scrolling because, I talk to my clients a lot about transitionary time, about having that space in between activities that gives your brain a chance to reset. I wasn't giving myself transitionary space. After I was just rushing from thing to thing to thing. So then when I would get into the thing, whether it was building a landing page, whether it was going over our finances, whether it was doing some study work or learning something or doing the laundry, I never started off immediately. I would spend about 15 to 20 minutes trolling social, excuse me, or searching for some random shit on the internet. And then once I went through this phase of randomly doing some stuff, I'm sure you've done this too. You're like, okay, I'm going to build my landing page. Let me check Facebook first and see what's going on. Or let me check my emails first and see what's going on. I would do that. And then after I spent the time doing that, I would now have to get my brain into doing this landing page or whatever it was. And then somebody would come bother me. And not really bother me because, I said, give me an hour and I'd spend half of that time doing random shit. So then when it came time for me to handle something for the family, I always felt like I didn't have enough time to do the things that I wanted to do. So that's why that first question was, what are you creating in 2022? What is that intention? What is it? How do you want things to feel? What habits have you set yourself up for that will allow you to show up the way you want this year to show up? What is the self-image that you have for yourself? How does she show up? And I know these are like really in-depth questions. These are things that I take my clients through in my programs, and we really dig into that. And you might go, well, why is that so important? I just know that I want to make more money in my business. I just know that I want to not feel so overwhelmed um when engaging with my family. I just know that I want to do this. I don't want to do that. Here's the thing, and which is why when I work with clients, we go back and we do that foundation work of knowing where everything is right now. That is such an important step that I feel like so many coaches miss out on, is they take you to this space where it's like, okay, here, let's work on these goals. What do you want? They start you off from what do you want? And they don't take into account to see where you are. You have to know where you are so you can know that if you're going to the right space. So what happens when you don't take into some serious account into where you are, you end up creating goals that are not in alignment with where you are. You create the goals like, I want to create $20,000 a month, and you just started your business and you're not even making 5K consistently a month, but you want to jump to 20 and you haven't created the spaces. Not saying it's impossible, but if you don't have the setup and you don't know where you're coming from, the likelihood is that you're going to stress yourself the fuck out. I want my child, one of the most favorite things, when you're doing IEP, I want my child to be able to do this particular skill 80% of the time. And you're not taking into account how often they're going to be working on this skill. Here's a perfect one. I wanted my daughter to be able to do her laundry like by herself. I didn't take into account that, hey, she only does the laundry on the weekends. We're not doing the laundry every day. This is not an everyday skill that we're working on. So the likelihood of her catching on in a month to do all the steps on her own was completely unrealistic. Could it have happened? Yeah, if we had done laundry every day and we set up the trials and all that other stuff, she could have done it if we maybe if we done it every day. But when you're doing something only on the weekend, once a week, it's going to take you a little bit longer than that magical 21-day number for something to hook on for you. So I want you to think about, are you really creating something new in the new year? Or are you just bringing over everything from 2021, 2020, 2019, giving it a different spin and a different name, and still getting the same results? Are you still getting the same results? When you look back over 2021, are you getting the same or similar results as you got back in 2020? I mean, seriously, think about it. Have you had dramatic improvements or growth in an area, or does everything still feel pretty stagnant? Even in the case of, again, I always use my kids as an example, even in the case of my oldest son, where he really wasn't that verbal. However, um, there were different things, and even with his seizures, there was still growth that we saw. It wasn't like quantum leap type of growth. I mean, for him, it probably was, because of the memory loss that comes with seizures, because of, just how hard he was working to keep some things constant. Those were quantum leaps for him. And so, that's how we had to see it. But where have you grown? What has shifted for you? Have you even been tracking to know if you have growth? I have my clients keep victory journals to go back over them each month to take into account those wins. You are probably being really hard on yourself about all of the shit that you're not doing. I'm not doing this. This could be better. I need to be more intentional. I need to be this. I need to be that. And that could be true. That could be true. But what are you measuring it off of? Where have you won during that month? Girl, look, as moms, as women, the pressure that we put, I had to think of the word, the pressure that we put on ourselves to be perfect is suffocating. That shit suffocates because you don't look at anything good that you've done. What you look at is you look at all of your fuck ups and all of the things that didn't get accomplished. So what happens is that you ingrain that, like it now becomes a pattern. So you don't think you've done anything awesome. So any growth that you're trying to make is hampered, stumped. Oh, what's the word? It's stuck, because that's where my brain is with the word. It's stuck because inwardly you're telling yourself, well, I don't see why you're setting a goal to do, email your list 3 times a week. Shit, you didn't do it last month, because that's what you focus on. You didn't focus on the fact that you maybe sent out 2 emails. You're just focusing on you didn't do 3. You are not focusing on, it could have been, I want to, do my laundry. This used to be one. I want to do my laundry, wash it, dry it, put it away in one day. Now, I only do my laundry. That shit's pretty impossible when you're doing laundry for multiple people. But I just do my laundry. And so I said, okay, for my laundry, this is totally feasible for me to wash, dry, and put my stuff away in one day. And I began to track that. And I challenged myself to get up whenever I heard the washer or dryer go off and move my clothes. But if I was measuring the weeks where I like maybe left my shit in the washer overnight and go, oh my God, I didn't do it every day this month, and not celebrate what I'd done. And this is in no way talking about doing some woo woo, not holding yourself accountable type of stuff. That's not what this is. This is not saying, oh, if you set a goal for yourself and you didn't hit it because you weren't doing your best work, that you can just go, oh, okay, I did my bare minimum. That's great. That's not what this means. I don't want you to even get that twisted. What this is saying is that there are awesome things that you do on a regular, on a regular, but you don't celebrate yourself because it's not what you think it should look like, but you're not even really clear on what it looks like. You don't really have the clarity about what's going on. You don't really have the clarity about what you want to go on. You don't even have a plan to get there. If you do, you're not following the damn plan. My words, you're not following the plan. You are just allowing external factors to come in and swoop you up and just carry you from thing to thing. Kids call you, oh, okay, like you have a planner, but you don't use it. And you don't use it because you're not clear about what the fuck it is you even want, or how you want your day to feel, or how you want your life to feel, or what are your core values, or what are your intentions for that day, what are your intentions for the week. What you have no clue as to stuff. All you know is that there's a bunch of shit that needs to get done, and you'll try to fit it in somewhere. Blocking time for you feels constrictive because there's no clarity in what the fuck you're blocking the time for. See where this is going? Clarity, 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 clarity. Getting clear. So often you think you're clear because you have a lot of thoughts in your head about things that need to be done. That's not clarity. That's just knowing you need to do a bunch of shit. That it may or may not take you closer to your end game of how you want to feel or how you want to show up in your life. It may or may not take you there, but it's some things I can get checked off of a to-do list. That's not the life you want to create. You want something extraordinary. And if you don't get clear, what's going to happen is that you're going to recreate 2021, 2020, 2019, 2018. You're going to keep recreating these things, but they're just going to look different. In your head, you're thinking that it's a different thing and it's a different year and it's a different problem, but it's really the same fucking thing over. It's like Groundhog's Day. You are literally living in Groundhog's Day and you can't figure out why. You cannot even think it's like, I feel like I'm doing something different, but trust me, if we work together and we start peeling that away, you'll begin to see the patterns of how it's been showing up, how it just morphs and changes like a virus variant. Same thing, but it morphs off and there's a little bit something different that, shows up, but it's actually the same fucking virus. That's what's going on. And I know you are sick of girl, I know you're sick of it. Cuz it's like you're stuck in slime. You ever played with slime where it's sticky but it's not sticky? It's stretchy, but like if you stick a kid's toy in there, the slime will hold that toy in there and get it stuck together. Or Lord forbid it gets in your carpet. Slime has been banned, but that's another conversation. Um, it's got to come to a head. This is the time. This is the time for you to get that clarity so you can create what the fuck you want to create in your life. Not what you think not what you think other people want you to create or how they want you to show up or what they want it to look like. Not that, but what you want. What do you want? How do you want it to feel? What are you going after? What does that look like? All of those things. What is that? Go to workwithcharmaine.me. The link is in the show description notes. Workwithcharmaine.me. Let's have a conversation. This is the perfect time for this to happen. This is the time. No time like the present. And get clear. Create the joy, create the time freedom, the money freedom, the life freedom to be able to do things and not worry about if you have the resources, be that resource, time, energy, or money. Create that freedom, create that joy. Man, living a joyous life feels good, girl. Like real joy, where you can sit. I sat with my son today and we played with Legos for about 2 hours. In the past, I wouldn't. I used to tell him, "Oh, I can't do that. Mommy don't like doing that." Because all I could think about was that was 2 hours that I wouldn't be able to do something else that needed to be done. That's how you feeling? You love to play with your kids, but who's gonna cook dinner? How them clothes gonna get washed? Oh shit, who's gonna balance the checkbook? Oh God, we don't have nothing to eat. Who doing homework with the kids? I tell you, outsourcing and delegating is every mother's dream. It's every mother's dream, and it's every mom's savior. Stop doing stuff by yourself. Work with Charmaine.me. It's time for you to create the life and the space and the freedom that you desire. Stop creating suffering. So, the question is are you ready to be clear? Because having a bunch of thoughts in your head of things that you know you think you're supposed to be doing, it's not clarity. Love you, mean it. It's not clarity. Clarity is being clear about how you want to show up, your intentions in life, your how you want things to feel. So then you begin to create and maneuver and find activities that help you get that feeling. Or if it's activities that you ain't really jabbing with, like I always tell you, I hate cleaning the bathroom, but I sure as shit like walking on my bathroom floor with no shoes on. I enjoy my bathroom not smelling like mold and having dried up toothpaste on the sink. I enjoy that. So because seeing that helps me create joy, I clean my bathroom. Yep. The act of it isn't joyous. I mean, I've learned how to make it more joyous because of the end result that I'm getting. We're always going to have things to do. I'm not selling you this pipe dream of, oh my God, you know, let's just only do the things that make you happy. Shit, you a mama. It's a whole bunch of shit you're going to have to do that's not going to necessarily make you happy in the moment, but you know, the end result of it is everything. And it will help you to reach a different set of goals. So I love y'all. I look forward to talking to you in a strategy session, work with Charmaine.me, and helping you to create that clarity and seeing what really needs to be done. See what's really going on. Until next time, love yourself, love your family, love your business. I will see you all later. Bye.